Hello, welcome to episode 51, Keeping It a Secret. I'm Rachel Pilcher with Rachel Pilcher Writing Workshops. I have a little bit of a cold. You can kind of tell my nose is slightly red. We're going to ignore that. We're going to ignore my deep, deep voice and get on with the episode for today. Quick announcement. As always, if you're making plans for writing in the new year, I will be teaching my signature class, Write Fearlessly, with Writing Workshops Fort Worth on Saturday, February the 8th, 2020, from 1 to 4 p.m. For more information, go to rachelpilcherwritingworkshops.com, click on Rachel in person, and follow the link onto the Writing Workshops Fort Worth registration page. So, for the topic, I told you I was going to jump right into it. If you have been working on your NaNoWriMo, or if you work on anything else, it's highly apropos that you kind of follow this today, because the topic is keeping it a secret. And what that means is whenever you are in those early stages of writing your stories or working on a novel, maybe even like the zero draft, which is a new thing that I've noticed popping up all over the internet lately, zero draft. It's generally best to kind of keep on the down low, keep it to yourself that you're writing this new story. And there are several reasons why you'd want to do that. So the first one, it could be that you get a certain number of pages into it and you're really excited about it, but then you find that it's just not a complete story. You can get 20, 30 pages into it, or even go so far as completing your first draft. But if it's not a complete story, you might not want to be going around talking about it to other people, because they're going to ask you, hey, how's that great story? And you're like, yeah, it was nothing. So keep that a secret. Don't talk about it until it's actually something that you can talk about. The next one is, it may actually not be the story that you want to tell. You may get into it and your muse is leading you in a completely different direction on that story. And you're like, well, that's not really where I wanted to go, muse. Please stop that. So you'll have to, stop, figure out, readjust, and get to where you need to be on that story before you should start talking about it at all to anybody, because you may tell a very important plot point, or, ask somebody for ideas and then you don't quite like how it's going. So, that is another reason why you should keep that a secret. Number 3, sharing in that first draft form before you have completed, before you've gotten from the beginning to the very end. It opens you up to those vulnerabilities and criticisms that the work just isn't quite ready for. It's like sharing your newborn baby with somebody who looks at it and goes, oh, it's kind of a wrinkled prune. Why would you want to enjoy that? It's not perfect yet, and it's not going to be perfect even if you've worked on it for a couple of drafts. But don't open it up to the insecurities that are going to be there for that very, very zero baby draft. Because of this, it's number 4, you'll probably only want to share your work when you've had a chance to do all of that copy editing, the revision from before. So, maybe after the second draft, that's when you're going to want to open it up to your critique group and start asking for feedback. Or, by the third draft or fourth draft, open it up to beta readers or someone who you trust that will provide you good feedback but won't totally tear it apart because of certain issues that you just haven't gotten to yet. And that's why you need to keep it a secret, because you need to keep those bad parts away from people who could potentially read it and go, well, this person's kind of a crappy writer. Well, everybody isn't great from the very beginning. So keep it a secret. And number 5, be open once you do share that secret writing, because others will not always have glowing words to say to you about your work. It's still going to have that rough draft feeling to it until you're really able to hone in on the individual parts of it that need to have that work done to it. So keeping it a secret keeps you from having to explain to other people why it's not perfect. So basically what this is, don't share what you're working on, especially if it's in a raw form, until it's really ready to be shared. You know, you're not going to take the baby out in the middle of winter without its coat and its hat and wrapped up in a blanket. I keep doing these baby metaphors. Maybe it's because it's close to the holidays. But you're not going to take them outside in the winter until they are prepared to go outside so that something doesn't happen to their little vulnerable bodies. So you don't want to do that to your story either. So make sure that your story is out of its vulnerable state, that it is ready, and in doing that, you can release that secret out to the world. So thank you. I do want to say just one word of advice. The reason why I'm sharing this is because I get so excited whenever I start on a new piece or I start working on a new project, that I am one of those people that will go around and say, you know, hey, this is what I'm working on. Isn't it great? Don't you think it's amazing? And I don't say it just like that, but I do tend to kind of overshare, and I'm starting to really learn about holding back myself on my own work so that I'm not letting the cat out of the bag on something that just isn't quite ready yet. So thank you again for joining me. I hope you found this information helpful. Please make sure to click like over on, I think it's on this side, but it may be on this side. Click like and feel free to share this video with others who you think may benefit from my words of advice. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can subscribe to this channel for free. Make sure that you don't miss any of the new up-to-date content that I will be putting on. Thank you again so much. Have a good day.